Hello and welcome to video number 3 in a series about using the focus tool to determine which jobs and majors might be the best fit for you. In the previous video, we talked about Holland codes or Holland types, and we looked at the results from the work interest assessment to determine our Holland code or Holland type. This video will briefly explore the other 4 assessments and will show you how to combine the results of all 5 assessments to determine the careers and majors that might be the best fit for you. As you can see, I'm already on the login page for Focus. So the first thing we need to do is log into our account, which you should all have at this point. When we do, under the self-assessment section, we're going to find all 5 of the assessments. The work interest, which we looked at last time, personality, skills assessment, values assessment, and leisure interest assessment. You'll notice a check mark next to all 5 of them because I've already completed them. And it tells me the date that I completed it and gives me a link to the printable report. So we're just real briefly going to take a look at each of these reports and see how they're different and what they tell us. When I click on the personality assessment, I get information about my personality type. And then I get information that might be valuable in choosing my career. For instance, it tells me that people with my personality type are attracted to occupations where I can combine my abilities to make careful observations and use the facts accurately to provide help to other people. And then it gives me examples of such occupations. In this case, examples can be found in fields such as health sciences, teaching, human resources management, community services, counseling, and selected areas of business. As we scroll down, we're going to see a list of careers that match my personality. So the first one you'll see is accounting clerk. You'll see a star next to this one, which means that it has a bright outlook. There's going to be more than typical openings in that particular field in the next 8 to 10 years, according to the Department of Labor. And you'll also see majors at Central Penn that would help to prepare me for that particular occupation. Next to some jobs, you'll find a green leaf. Green leaf means that they're considered to be environmentally friendly jobs. You'll also see national average salaries for these positions. Keep in mind that if you're entering this position and you have little or no experience, you're not going to earn the average salary. We'll show you in a later video how you can research salary ranges for jobs. And you can see by scrolling through this list that there are a lot of jobs and majors that appear to be a good fit for me based just on my personality. However, when I look at this, I know that I have no desire to be a manual arts therapist. So why does it appear on my list? Well, it appears on the list because this is based simply on my personality, and people with a similar personality type do well and enjoy being a manual arts therapist. However, we need to look at my other assessments and combine them to see the jobs that are really the best fit for me. So we're going to close out of this one, and we're going to briefly look at the skills assessment. This is going to show the skills that I selected as my top skills: helping, speaking, and teaching. And then it's going to show me a list of jobs that would be a good fit based on all 3 of those skills that I selected. There are some other occupations that are initially hidden that match all of those skills, and I can show those if I want. But the reason that they were hidden is because we don't have a major at Central Penn that would directly prepare you for that particular occupation. Fortunately, you can see career counselor makes my list and it says it's a good fit with my skills. But we don't have a major at Central Penn that can directly prepare you to be a career counselor. As we scroll down through these jobs, we're going to also see a list of occupations and majors that match 2 of the 3 skills that I selected. So these are additional positions and majors that I might want to consider based on my skills. Now if we close out of this report and go to the values assessment, you'll see that it's very similar to the skills report. The top 3 values I selected are altruism, helping society, helping others, and stability. And based on those values, I again get a list of occupations that match all 3 of the values, along with the majors, some additional occupations for which we don't have a major that directly prepares you at Central Penn, and a list of occupations and majors that match 2 of the values. Finally, we have a leisure interest report. And when we look at this report, we're going to see a bar graph that was similar to the one that you saw if you looked at your work interest assessment. And then we're going to get an explanation next to our top scores. The social people are the helpers. And it will tell me a little bit about what the social helpers do and what they prefer. And then we see just a few jobs that look like they might match our leisure interests. But the key here is we don't want to find a job that's just a good match for our skills or just a good match for our values or our personality. We want to be able to combine them. And you'll see there's an option here to narrow and refine your results. So when we click on See Your Top Career Choices, and then we continue, it allows us to choose all of the assessments that we've completed, and it allows us to filter it by degree level. So if you're only in an associate degree program and not planning to get a bachelor's degree, you want to uncheck the box for bachelor and advanced degree. If you're in a bachelor degree program, but you don't anticipate getting an advanced degree, you want to uncheck that box. On my list, you'll notice, for instance, that business professor appears. I can't do that with just a bachelor's degree or an associate degree. So if I take off advanced degree and I hit continue and filter it for just associate or bachelor degree level, you'll see that business professor went away. I put it back on and I continue, business professor will come back. Now notice that there's no occupations that appear in all 5 of my assessments, and that's not unusual. If you have jobs that appear in all 5 of your assessments, you know exactly what it is that you want to do, and you have a perfect match, and that's pretty unusual. But you'll see 2 occupations that match 4 of my assessments, and that's a pretty good fit. A community welfare worker was actually one of my first jobs out of college. I worked as a caseworker with children and youth services. Over to the right, you'll see the assessments that these jobs are a good fit for. So if you're doing your assignment for College Success Seminar, for instance, you're going to have to justify why you chose the jobs that you chose. And in this case, I could say that community welfare worker matches my work interest, my values, my skills, and my personality. Again, you'll see 4 additional occupations that match 4 of the assessments, and we can show them, but there's not a major at Central Penn that directly prepares me for those jobs. 38 additional occupations match 3 of my assessments. These are still very good fits because they match 3 of the 5 assessments. And then 53 occupations, in my case, match 2 of my assessments. From this list, after we combine the assessments, we can click on any job title, and we can get extensive information about that job. Many of them will have a short video that we can play to tell us about that job. We get an overview. We can explore the job task, the interest profile of somebody in this job, which is the blue line, versus my interest profile, which is the yellow line. We can see the skills that are necessary, the values, the work conditions environment, the educational requirements, the outlook, the earnings, and this is where you can see a range of the earnings, in this case $32,000 to $58,000 roughly. And then sometimes you'll also see additional professional associations you might want to check out. This particular job does not have additional professional associations listed, but many of the jobs do. So we're going to return to the main menu, and in the next video we're going to look further at exploring different types of jobs. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, please reach out to us in Career Services. Thank you.